Folks, thank you very much for coming. It's a fantastic event. 2015 has been a really, really big year for nginx. Gus has told you about how the company has grown, how our number of users have grown, the customers using our software, taking advantage of our services are growing. But what I want to talk to you more is about how the product has changed. Many of you will track us on Mercurial, on our source control system. You'll be tracking the check-ins. You'll be trying to get a sense of what we're building into the product, into the open source product. And there's been a phenomenal amount of work done over the last 12 months. Over 600 production or near production ready check-ins. Over 100 new features and updates in the open source product. Things like TCP proxy. A year ago, we could proxy and scale web applications. Now you can use us for just about anything. If it goes over TCP, we'll scale that. HTTP 2, a feature that I know people have been looking for and waiting for and anticipating for months. We released an early release 6 or 7 weeks ago, took feedback, iterated, improved it. Now, just yesterday, we pushed out the 1.9.5 release with HTTP 2. Some great performance improvements. We're continually investing to grow and improve the performance of nginx. Thread pools to help with content caching and disk-heavy workloads. Socket sharding. These are things that you'll hear about at the conference. There are sessions on them. Come and find us at the booth. Talk to the engineers. Talk to our DevRel team. Talk to the staff. And find out, what does this mean for you? How is it going to help you build and deliver and scale bigger and bigger, more and more massive applications? Caching updates, SSL updates, and lots of community-driven updates as well. With nginx Plus, we've also continued to build on that. Our vision for nginx Plus is that if you're running a cluster of 2 or more nginx devices, you're going to need some sort of load balancer in front. And that's the gap that we're addressing with nginx Plus. Take the technology that you love and trust, the configuration that you know, and deploy that in front to help you scale out massively. Load balancing extensions, HA improvements, great dashboard monitoring capabilities in Plus. All of this developed to an incredibly high standard by a small but immensely talented team of engineers, backed up by our community of vendors and independent developers contributing to the core code. Over 75% of our engineering resources last year went into features that went directly into nginx open source. Features that benefit you right now. Come and find us at the booth. Learn about HTTP 2. Some of the cool things we're doing with Docker. Why do people use nginx? Gus highlighted some of the market share figures, the number of websites using nginx. Now we are the most commonly deployed platform for the top 10,000 websites, which is a fantastic milestone. And what does that mean as we dive into the data? It doesn't mean that people are taking their old infrastructure just and tearing that down and putting nginx in place. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. But it also means that the innovators, people like you, who are building new services and are breaking in to becoming part of the club of the top 10 or 100,000 websites, you guys, almost without fail, are relying on nginx to deliver your application. Why is that? We keep coming back to basics. Every year, we send out a survey. I hope many of you have seen it. And we ask our users, what is it that you love about nginx? We want to make sure that we keep the open source product on track, meeting the expectations and the needs that you have. And every year it's consistent. It's the same thing. You cite the speed, the performance, the fact that it's lightweight, reliable, stable, secure, configuration is easy, and that there's a great community behind it. And what that means for you in production is that you can get performance for your services without compromise. You can deliver an awesome user experience, and you can do all of this within a sensible budget, using a sensible amount of resources, and not having to spend stupid money on hardware or software or solutions to help you keep your market-leading, game-changing service running. And this, in a nutshell, is what we're about. You build fantastic services. You use the technology stack and the tools that work for you best. But no matter how great your application is, if you deploy that application live in the real world and it doesn't deliver the level of performance and user experience that you and your business requires, then it hasn't succeeded. Building the application is half the battle. Delivering the application is the other half. And that's what we're here to help with. That's the mission we're on today. That's the mission we've been on from the very, very beginning. But of course, things are changing. Looking forward, you're using different development techniques, different tool chains, different stacks. There's pressure and a desire to build and deliver new applications faster and faster to accelerate the development cycle, to accelerate the deployment cycle. The applications that you will build in the future, and that many of you are building now, will be dramatically different to the applications that you have been building in the past. No more LEMP stacks, Java stacks, no more monolithic Big Bang delivery. The modern web requires a new approach to application delivery. It's a journey that we're all taking, and this is a journey that we want to be a part of with you. nginx is about flawless application delivery, allowing you to build and deliver applications to your users, innovative, mission-critical, business-critical services without fault. And as technology grows and changes, we need to grow and extend the range of tools and techniques and technology that we deliver to you as part of nginx to enable flawless application delivery. In the modern world, with rich, fluid, changing, turbulent stacks, you need control. You need to be able to program how that application is delivered. You want to be able to customize the platform on which that application is delivered to end users. You need extensibility. There are features that will be challenging to implement in an application that you can implement in the layer that delivers it, in nginx. So you want to be able to extend the capability of nginx. And you want to have authority. You want to know that your application is operating correctly. You want to be confident that it's meeting the performance needs, and you want to be confident that nginx is correctly configured to give your users the optimal experience. So I'd like to talk about these three themes as part of our roadmap for the following year. And I want to begin by inviting Igor. Many of you will know Igor. Igor, the original author of nginx, is going to come up and he's going to tell us a little bit about some of the work he's been doing and what we're going to announce around programmability for nginx. Igor, thank you for joining me. So, Igor, for some time, there's been rumors and stories that we might be doing something with JavaScript. There was even something popped up on the nginx mailing list this morning saying, what's going on? So could you share with us a little bit about the project that you've been working on for the last couple of years?
Since very start of nginx development, I thought that nginx should have capability to program applications inside it. And the first attempt was made in 2005 when I tried to embed Perl language inside nginx. This implementation has some drawbacks, so for a long time I cannot find the good candidate to embed in nginx. As third party, there is a Lua module that allows to program program inside nginx, but Lua has some weird stuff. It has some strange features, and it's not popular like JavaScript. So time passed, and I decided that the best choice for this is JavaScript. Of course, JavaScript has some strange features as Lua, different ones, but people usually used to these features, and they don't need to getting used to new one. And this is the reason why I decided to use JavaScript.
Cool. So Igor, I understand that you went to the length of building our own virtual machine to run JavaScript code.
Yes.
Why was that necessary?
Several years ago, I experimented with Google V8 engine, and I found that it's not quite suitable to embed inside server-side applications. Google V8 was intended to run in browser environment, and it has some shortcomings that not good enough for server environment. The similar issues has Mozilla SpiderMonkey and Apple's JavaScript core have the similar issues. So I decided to write my own JavaScript implementations, which will be more suitable for server applications.
Cool. So, Igor, we can pick up more on some of that. I know you're doing a session tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I will talk about it more.
So there's a lot of technology behind this, big investment in building the VM. What's really exciting to me is the sorts of things people can do with JavaScript inside nginx. Could you give me maybe one example of the sorts of things it would enable?
People can work with most of request details. They can define variables that can be used across all configurations, and they can also write content handlers that can send response to clients.
Cool. So it enables you to extend the nginx platform. I've been experimenting it. We can do things like patch over parts of an application that have a vulnerability. We can potentially control things like authentication. And I know there's a big roadmap to make JavaScript deeper and deeper inside nginx and give more and more control.
Yes.
So right now, if somebody wanted to get started with this technology, we've called it NginScript, what could they do?
Today has been released this preliminary version, and you can find it in our repository.
Cool. So we've got a URL. We can flag it up on the screen, nginx.com/NginScript. That's what we've christened it. Come and check that out. Blog post, code sample, check it out from the repo. And Igor is speaking tomorrow on a session, Configuring nginx. So make sure to catch that and learn a little bit more about the technology that sits behind this and the future roadmap. So Igor, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great chatting with you. So NginScript is the first technology we're announcing today and the first pillar in the new wave of configuring and extending nginx to make it a richer and more powerful platform for you. It addresses the challenge of programming your infrastructure so that it can adapt and respond to traffic as you deliver it to your users. The next technology that we're talking about this week at nginx.conf is around extensibility and dynamic modules. There is a broad community. Many of you here will have contributed to that, creating extensions and modifications to extend the capability of nginx. Igor mentioned Lua. That's a fantastic example, but other tools and techniques to add in new capabilities. But to date, there's been a challenge with building those extensions. They need to be built as modules and loaded into nginx at compile time. It makes it difficult for you to distribute that additional functionality to your end users. It makes it difficult for operating system vendors to package that functionality and ship it. It makes it difficult for us to provide that functionality within the certified supported binaries that we provide to many of our users. And so we've taken the step of refactoring that interface and enabling dynamic modules, the ability to create C-written extensions for nginx, to build those outside of the nginx core, using the same API that we have now, but then compile those externally and load them in at runtime so that you have got a much richer development environment, you've got a much better way to distribute those changes, those updates, to your customer base, your community, your users. And our goal with this capability is to make it as easy as possible to take an existing nginx module and make it dynamic. Our goal, and we are very, very close for a very large majority of modules, is for you to be able to take a module and to compile it as a dynamic module with a slight change in the specification, but no code changes. And to help back that up, to help you port and adopt this interface and become part of the broader nginx community, we've established a developer relations team. You may have met some of them yesterday at the hackathon, and they'll be around at the booth and elsewhere. Come and introduce yourself to the nginx staff, and we'll share with you what's happening. We'll point you in the right direction where necessary. My colleague Ruslan, one of our lead developers, is speaking tomorrow. Tomorrow, exactly on this topic. He has been working with Maxim and the rest of the team to implement this capability. And finally, for flawless application delivery, you need to know what's going on. You want to be sure that you have configured and are using nginx to its best capabilities. So to that, I'd like to invite Andrew up to stage. Andrew is one of nginx's founders, and he's been working on a project over the last few months to help you make the most and get the most out of your nginx deployment. Andrew,
hi, Owen.
Welcome. So,
Hi,
Andrew,
everyone.
yeah, great buzz around nginx, and I know you've been working with our community to understand some of the challenges that they face. You know, there's smart guys here, but 140 million websites running nginx. What sort of challenges do people face as they try and deploy and configure nginx?
Right. So first of all, there is this problem of visibility and awareness. What's up with my nginx instances? Are they down? Are they overloaded? Was there a configuration slip up? Basically, what's going on? And certainly, there are many great APM and general monitoring tools out there. But nginx is so critical to the application infrastructure, and it's also quite specialized that we thought it's really important to be able to drill down into what nginx is doing specifically. And then there is this problem of configuration and security as well. Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy to start with nginx, and it's also pretty easy to make configuration errors. Security issues happen with all sorts of open source software as well. So it's also important to have a holistic view of about what's up with the nginx infrastructure. Basically.
Okay, so we've decided to build a management platform or a visualization and monitoring platform, which we're calling nginx Amplify.
Yeah, it's called nginx Amplify. So it's basically a SaaS tool. Mm-hmm. It's dubbed nginx Amplify, like I said. And there is a Python-based agent which runs on the monitoring hosts. The agent will collect a bunch of metrics for the operating system and nginx, and will report them securely to the SaaS platform, where you will be able to quickly drill down and see what's up with everything. Basically, are the hosts up or down? Mm-hmm. What is the traffic pattern? How many requests per second, what happens with nginx, and some other things as well.
Cool. So we've got a couple of screenshots of the early build.
Yeah.
You know, we have some capability to monitor and track what nginx is doing, but you also talked about configuration and some of the issues people have with that.
Right, exactly. So nginx configuration can be really black magic, and there are a bunch of gotchas that you can face. And nginx Amplify includes an analysis tool which can track your configuration on the fly, analyze it, and suggest better ways of solving common problems with nginx configuration. So, for instance, it's able to tell you if a directive is being used inconsistently, or there was an error with a regular expression definition, or an important ACL is missing, this kind of stuff. Yeah, going further, we are planning to introduce also the dynamic analysis capabilities so that we can match your reported metrics on the fly against your configuration and suggest a better way of tuning up your nginx to your traffic patterns, or vice versa, to kind of conserve memory if you don't have If you don't have to have that much memory allocated for nginx, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know this is at an early stage and it's a work in progress.
Right.
But if someone wanted to participate in learning about this, trying it out and giving us feedback, what could they do?
Right. We're currently finalizing the initial build, and the demo is already available at our booth. And so you can come over, talk to us, see what's up, what we have done so far, and sign up for a private beta program, which we are hoping to open up in a month or so. Yep.
Okay.
Really hoping for great feedback from our enthusiastic users, and I'll make it better, basically.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, Andrew, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, a lot going on within the team at nginx, but are we remiss not to mention the work that our partners and our community contributors are working on? Come and meet some of their projects. Trustwave have been working with the Mod Security project to build a native build for nginx that they're promising me has got some fantastic performance characteristics. Mod Security run the nginx way. Adobe, Kong have both built API gateways on top of nginx and are exhibiting or talking at the event. With Google, we're really pleased to announce that Google has joined the nginx Cloud family. We're now providing nginx Plus as a subscription service on Google Cloud Platform, as well as on Amazon and Azure. And plenty more, our hardware partners, our community members, many more mingle, learn about how people are using nginx, take that away, use it at home in your own businesses to make the most of the technology that we provide. For more detail, I'm going to talk in a little bit more and give some more color on our roadmap later on today. Please, if your schedule allows, come and attend, ask questions afterwards. I love the dialogue. I love hearing what you, a really important but small subset of our enormous user base, are using nginx for. So thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic event. It's entertaining, it's educating, and I look forward to chatting with many of you. There we go. So, cheers, guys. Thank you.